find ourselves here with a riches of guitar amps. So we're going to play some Jerry Garcia licks through them. I have a Milkman The Amp 100. I have an SMS Classic through a Carvin DCM 200L. I have a 1967 Twin Reverb that's got two K120 speakers in it. So yeah, this thing weighs about 300 pounds. It's running through this aux, which is just being used to attenuate the power so that I can get a little gain out of it. I also, over here, have a Mesa Boogie SOB, which is an early 80s reissue of a Mark I Boogie. And I will run everything through this JBL E120 speaker, 112, 8 ohms. Although I might run the Twin through the JBLs in here. I might try it both ways, see what happens, so we can compare and see how these things sound. I'm going to focus on clean tones. You might see a lot of pedals in front of you. I'm not going to use any of them, except as a tuner. Alright, let's try this out. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm going to be playing everything through my alligator-ish Strat, which has Lindsey Fralin pickups. It's got a Strato blaster kind of thing in there, preamp, which I might turn on and off. And it's got, yeah, that's basically. Alright, we got here the Milkman The Amp running through the JBL. The volume is at 3 o'clock and the master is at 9 o'clock. So this is a pretty loud, clean tone from this guy here. Alright. Alright, now we're going to try the Fender Twin going into the JBL here, just to be fair. I've got the Fender Twin at 5, the volume here. The bass off, the treble's at like 6, and I'm using the aux to get the Twin to a volume level that doesn't hurt my ears, but still gets me that edge of breakup. So, let's try this one. Alright, Now we're plugged into the Mesa Boogie. I'm in the input 2, which doesn't go through the first preamp stage, just the second. The volume 2 is on about 3, and the master is on about 2. This thing is really loud. It's not through the attenuator, so yeah, that's about as loud as it's going to get in this room with me in it. Hear that? I think it needs new capacitors. Alright, now we're going through the SMS Classic into the Carvin amplifier. All has been through the JBL. I've got the gain like right about noon, a little higher than noon. Bright switch is on. Bass is all the way off, just about, and a little bit. And then, yeah, this thing is really loud, so I turned it down. Alright, as a bonus, we're going to also try my Carr Skylark. So this is kind of my everyday amp here. It has a built-in attenuator, which is turned off, so it's a 12-watt amplifier. The volume's just below 3. And this is a Fender-style amp with an Eminence speaker in it. I can't remember which one. Can't see through the back, but it does have an open back cabinet. Alright, let's try this one. Okay, we got one more bonus special appearance by my Yamaha G10, something like that. And it is, Garcia used one of these as a practice amp. I've got it wired up with a speaker out, so I can plug it into the JBL. So let's hear how this sounds. That's a transistor amp with a real spring reverb in it. Not too shabby. Alright, well, I'll let you gauge what you think sounded best. Being in the room here, I'll just give you my impressions. So the Milkman sounded really good. It's on really loud and it's already breaking up. So you're going to have a hard time getting a very loud, clean tone out of that bad boy. It sounds great. And I was using it and that's why I switched. That's why I bought this, the SMS. The Fender sounds amazing. It is so loud. I've got the, I don't even know. It's crazy. It's hard to control, but you could tell when I was playing, I just kept playing because it sounded so good. The Boogie, it sounds amazing. It does the trick. I think this guy needs some new capacitors. It's making some weird noises. Everything's original in there. It's never been touched. And I think it sounds a little bit brittle, but it does the trick. I also wasn't able to get the breakup that I'm able to get on the Fender because it's not running through the attenuator. So I was able to do that and be in the same room with it. I might have been able to make it sound a little warmer, more edge of breakup rather than so brittle and crisp. The SMS sounds amazing. It does the trick. It's got that edge of breakup tone at whatever volume you need. I love it. It sounds incredible. The Carr does the trick surprisingly well. That might be the best sounding amp in this room, just in general. To get the Garcia tone, it can do it. I probably would turn on the attenuator and do it all the way up, and I might have been able to get a little crunchier tone out of it at the right volume if I would have played with it a little bit more. And that Yamaha sounded surprisingly good. It sounds amazing through that JBL. The reverb is so great. I don't know. You can set. I have the volume turned way down and the master volume pretty high, and it's really, really a great sounding amp. Through the internal speaker, doesn't quite get that JBL sound though. So those are my impressions. I hope you enjoyed this. I sure did. My ears will be ringing for a long time now. Thank you.